Bizzy Lizzy Flourless breakfast cookie mix. Very simple. Great way to get your kids started for the day. Add a little bit of your fruits and vegetables to it. Make it vegan, non-vegan, doesn't matter. But we're gonna show you how to make vegan first. And this is actually a recipe that originates from my great-grandmother. I think it was probably 3 generations before her, but that's what I know of it. And we call them Aunt Sally cookies. So you start with our Bizzy Lizzy Flourless cookie mix, and you put that into your mixing bowl. This is gonna be our vegan style, so we're going to make it with prunes. Love prunes in this, not so fond of prunes otherwise, but love prunes. You need 3/4 of a cup. So it kind of was like the muffin idea that 2 3/4 of a cup. Cookies are 3/4 of a cup. And you add it until you hit 3/4 of a cup. If you don't have quite enough, and you're using apple, or if you're using peanut butter, or you're using a fruit or whatever, I just use a little bit of applesauce to finish it off. I just want to get that 3/4 of a cup. So you add that in. Now, to replace the oil, I do molasses in this particular version. So it takes 5 tablespoons of oil. So I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of molasses. And the neat thing about Bizzy Lizzy is as long as you're really close, you don't have to be totally exact, it still works. We try to mess it up all the time just to see if we can prove we can mess it up. Can't really mess it up, pretty easy. And 1 tablespoon of oil. So that's your 5 tablespoons, 4 molasses and 1 oil. So that takes care of that aspect. And then the final aspect is you need your applesauce. And your applesauce is going to replace 2 eggs. So if I was gonna put eggs in this, you could put 2 eggs, but if I'm gonna make it vegan, I'm gonna put 1/4 cup of applesauce. Each egg is worth 2 ounces. So you need 4 ounces. And you're just gonna turn this on. It takes about 2 minutes to mix. After 2 minutes of mixing, you can do this by hand. All of Bizzy Lizzy mixes can be done by hand. Do not be intimidated that it has to be done with a mixer. That is not a true statement. I just am doing it because it makes it a little bit faster, but I love to mix this stuff with kids. So all you do is a little scoop, and that becomes your cookie. And these just pop in the oven, depending on how big you make them. This size, about 8 minutes and 350 degrees. And it should make a baker's dozen, which is 13. So off to the oven they go. Bizzy Lizzy Flourless breakfast cookie mix can be made both vegan and non-vegan. This is a non-vegan version, and I'm gonna make this one peanut butter. Everybody loves peanut butter, and peanut butter is a great protein source to keep you full till lunch. So we make these for breakfast and eat them on the way to school with a glass of milk or a glass of juice, and you actually stay full till lunch. So you add your flourless cookie mix to your mixer, and to that, you're going to add 3/4 of a cup. Remember, cookies get 3/4 of a cup. This is a 1/2 cup. And you're gonna add that. And then you're gonna add 1/4 cup, so you have 3/4. I could have just used 3/4 of a cup, but I just do that. And 1/4. So you have 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. I use natural peanut butter. Some people think natural peanut butter is a little on the dull side, and the reason they feel it's dull is because it doesn't have salt added. So if you feel that way, this would be an opportunity that you would add about a teaspoon of salt. I don't feel that way so much, so I don't typically add it. You're gonna add your butter, which is 5 tablespoons. Now, if you don't do butter, you could do oil, but we're gonna make this one non-vegan, so I'm gonna put butter. And we're going to crack 2 eggs. into the bowl, and we're going to mix this for 2 minutes. Again, if you don't want to do it with a mixer, you can do it by hand. These, you will notice, are a little bit on the drier side than your molasses cookies, or molasses, the non-vegan versions of cookies. So you're going to do more of the roll idea, which is to do them by hand and shape them. This is a good one to do also they used to do saran wrap or do wax paper, and you would put these in the fridge, and they were called refrigerator cookies. This is a really good recipe for that. We're going to shape our cookies. If you wanted to go one step further, you could put a chocolate, kisser or something on top of them, and that makes kind of a fun addition for the holidays. But we use these for breakfast. A 2-ounce version of this cookie will actually, if you make it this direction, will actually offer you a serving of whole grain, which is your oatmeal, and a serving of protein, which is your egg and your peanut butter. So it's like eating a serving of meat in a cookie and a whole grain in a cookie. Do a couple more, and we'll pop these in the oven. And I think our molasses ones are just about ready to be out. And there we go. Oh, they smell amazing. Our Aunt Sally molasses cookies are done, and we're going to throw our peanut butter non-vegan cookies in the oven, 8 to 10 minutes. There we go.